UndergroundVideoNetwork.com presents the We Talk Too Much podcast.
This is where the fun begins.
Comic books, superheroes, sci-fi, gaming, and everything nerdy.
That's it. This is just too weird.
Now, here's your host of the We Talk Too Much podcast, Mike and Richard.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Underground Video Network's Behind the Counter. I'm Mike Woroff.
I'm Richard Carajan. I'm not sure we're streaming on Facebook.
Nobody pays attention to Facebook.
Okay, sorry. That's what I was going to hold up, but that's fine. I'm Richard.
How's it going, everybody? Rich, how's everything going?
Good. I was just. Oh no, we are streaming on Facebook. Sorry, folks. There was a linkage problem.
I hate it when you got a linkage problem. I tell you.
A linkage, like a
bond.
Okay,
well, me and you are of a certain age. We got one of the things we got to start worrying about. Let's just say those commercials we made fun of in our 20s are starting to look a little bit more, First of all, sorry about that, Richard. I was running a little late.
that's okay.
No, you'll understand this, Richard. I got stuck in the Lego room.
Oh no.
No, not a bad thing. It was just inspiration hit, and I was just like, yeah, time to rearrange. Yeah, I think I showed you, Richard. What was like a couple weeks ago? I finally got a chance to make a trip down to the Lego store down in Eaton, Ohio.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I bought one of my most ambitious sets. I'll show you pictures later. Actually, I bought it was a roller coaster.
Oh Rich, yeah. Oh wow.
Roller coaster. And being the nerd that I am, I'm like, there's got to be a way to put a motor on this. Sure enough, there was a way to put a motor on it, and I put a motor on it. So yeah, I got stuck in there. Well, you know how it goes, Rick, especially like right now. Do you ever find yourself having to like schedule recreation time? Like, okay, wait a minute. If I get up and I go to the comic book store, I come back, I get an hour to do that. I can play video games for an hour, and I gotta sit and read.
Well, yeah, it's like me planning out. I got to do this assignment. This is due by midnight tonight, so I got to get it done and stuff like that. But yeah. But I have been putting back about 3 hours every week for painting.
Oh, I've been seeing your stuff on Instagram, man. Nice.
Yeah, I've been trying to do stuff like that. Take about 3 hours a week. Yeah. I wish I could put a little bit more time into it, but.
Well, at least I am all for, and I recommend this to anybody. Everybody who knows me knows, especially all my life, but especially here this last quarantine, I found my solace in Lego. Actually, Richard, you were there with me when I rekindled that spark, because I think it was me, you, and Peanut, and we were at that con in the high school gymnasium.
Oh, yeah. Stebbins Con.
Yeah. And, I grew up building Lego, loved it, but I hadn't done it for a long time. That was, Richard, where I found the Back to the Future DeLorean Lego.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
And since then, it was just like, yep, here we're back in this lifestyle again. But I'm so happy to hear you're painting, because especially, with all the stress and everything of everybody, just like vaguely gestures around the entire world.
Oh yeah.
Find your thing, man. Whatever brings you a little bit of peace for like you said, a few hours. That's what I do, and it's nice to just unplug and just do. Isn't it nice? Isn't it, Rick?
Yeah. You just get away, because I bought an easel like over Christmas there, and I've been using it ever since. Because what happened was I took it was a 2D basic class where you learn how to do 2D design layers and stuff. And we had a bunch of acrylic paint. And some reason the place where we bought the paint from like doubled our order in all acrylics. So I had like 2 of everything.
Oh my god!
and it was the pretty good size tubes of the stuff. So I'm pretty well stocked for a while now.
But at least even you find time to paint, and I unwind doing my Lego, but we still find time to watch our shows though. And man, we haven't had a lull that we had for a while, and watching stuff. I don't even know where to begin. I got to mention real quick. I know we talked about it before. I don't know. You don't have Amazon, do you?
Yes.
I just earlier today when I was doing some stuff, I watched the latest episode of Invincible.
Right.
Holy shit! Oh, man.
Spoilers. If anybody's watching, listening.
Oh,
spoilers.
I know. You know what? Honestly, God, Richard, we should just change the name of the show to "We Talk Too Much." We talk too many spoilers or something like that. But oh man. And what really got me, Rich, was what you know me, Rich. I love voiceover actors, and I love voiceover actor work. And Invincible has been really good about pulling out the cameos here and there. And the one here today, Richard, I watched it today. It was last night's premiere, but it was the first. Within the first 5 episodes, I mean, it's not a spoiler to the episode, but they're at a college. The show starts off at a college, and there's a bunch of like some frat girls walk around. This drunken frat guy comes out, and he's like, "Oh, hey ladies, I'm blah blah blah." And within a second, I'm like, "Oh my god, that sounds like Rick from Rick and Morty." And I'm like, "Wait a minute." And that's I will give him credit for this. That's the one thing I really like about Amazon services is their X-ray thing where you can.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I clicked on it, was drunken frat guy. Well, he had a name, but it was like drunken frat guy, Justin Rowland. I'm like, oh my god, it sounds like Rick because it is Rick. I was like, oh man, that was so cool. Because he does. I think what impressed me about it is he's already known for his animation, Rick and Morty and
that new one on Hulu,
Solar Opposites, which I just finished watching season 2. So it's nice knowing that even though we have all these different services, almost like akin to networks, that people are still bouncing around. Because Roland's got a show on Hulu, Rick and Morty's on Adult Swim.
And HBO Max.
HBO Max. But here he popped up on this Amazon, Prime original show. I was just like, that tickled me so much. And then it almost kind of spoiled it for me, Richard, because when I paused it, it had like 3 or 4 names up, and one of them was for the villain of this episode. It was Ezra Miller. It was the Flash. I was like, oh my god, man, this is awesome. I love this. But the episode itself, man, was really good. Invincible is one of those titles I didn't really get into when it was first around, but I flipped through issues here and there. I read a trade here and there. So I recognize characters, but man, if there's one thing we've learned from the show Invincible, that show pulls no punches.
Literally.
Oh my god, man. Some of the deaths, and wow, it was I really enjoy this. I really, really enjoy Invincible. And there was no way, other than being an animated show, they would ever have gotten away with that show.
No, true. Yeah.
There is no way. I don't care if they found the perfect live action cast, man. It's one of those ones that I just don't think ever could have been made live action, and I'm glad. I'd rather have seen it animated the way it is.
Oops.
But No, this last episode was really good. We're seeing more of the really great struggle with the character trying to balance out being a normal average teenager and having a relationship with being a superhero. And
Until you get hit with a bus. Oh,
yeah, that was, oh my God, that was so brilliant the way they did that. Because I felt so bad for dude. I felt so bad for him when he woke up in the hospital and he was just like, how long was I out? And his mom and dad were there. It was like 6 days, and he's just like, oh.
Yeah, the animation is well. I mean, it's not nothing spectacular or anything. I mean, I do like the animation, but I don't know. I don't know why I just want more with that series. I don't know.
I'm hoping to see more of it. I'm hoping to see. I like the animated style because you know what I think it is, Richard. I think that I hate to put it like this. It's simple.
Yeah,
and I don't mean
I'm saying the animation is good. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that.
And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's a great juxtaposition between the simple, clean, very bright, very colorful tones. And then you got Lionhead monster, like literally like like stomping on people and eyeballs popping out. But it's a great story, and it's one of those ones too that has made me want to go back and pick up the trades because the book is always better. Even when it comes to comic books, the book is always better. But it really has. It's made me want to go back and find trades of Robert Kirkman's Invincible. And
yeah, I think is the whole series available on trade now?
I bet it is. I would bet it is because I mean we talked about it before, Lock and Key, which they're still making new Lock and Keys, but the original Lock and Key, the Umbrella Academy, all of those.
Yeah.
And if they weren't, they're making them again, because I know Lock and Key was the same way, where you couldn't find the trades, but they started republishing them.
Oh yeah, as soon as that hit on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
popularity. Yeah. Well, even the Warrior Nun series, I think that trade paperback came back out.
Yeah. And the other thing I really like about the show is like I mentioned, I love voiceover work, and normally I would rather see 100 Rob Paulsons get work than like, oh, let's just slap a big name celebrity on something. But there are times, man, where the cast is perfect.
Right.
You know what I mean? The cast is perfect. Like when I found out, looking through it, that Mark's girlfriend in this show is voiced by I'm going to say her name wrong, but Yazzie Beetz, Domino from Deadpool 2.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh my God, like serious, They really nailed the voiceover. They really nailed the cast. They really nailed the cast with the voiceover work.
Yeah, but but it's always cool. There's some series when you have a big name celebrity pop on out of nowhere, and you just changes the dynamic of a whole series. Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah,
and them dropping Justin Roiland in there just for such a throwaway part too. Like the douchey frat guy that gets turned into a robot. To me, that seemed like, I don't want to say it was like a favor, but I know from interviews and stuff, like Robert Kirkman and Justin Roiland, all of them know each other, and it was just probably one of those, hey man, you want to do a voice on my stuff?
Yeah,
I would love to, man. Don't even sweat it. What's the guy like? He's a drunk burp. That was the other thing Richard do that I loved was when I looked it up. Not only did it mention that Justin Roiland was doing his voice, it does the voice of Rick. They even specifically said that he does all of his own burps. Come on, that was dope. That was awesome.
Well, that's Rick and Morty for you.
That's Rick and Morty, man. But the fact that they went out of their way to even mention that, like the little trivia section, does all of his own burps. I was like, that's dope. That was so cool.
See, the new Rick and Morty series is coming, right? The 5th season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be over summer.
I love that show so much, man. Well, we got to talk about.
Well, yeah, that's what I tried to do a good segue there, but you didn't pick up.
Oh, I'm bad, Richard. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I said some series brings in a high-paid actress.
Oh my God! Oh. Dude, that cameo came out of nowhere. That cameo came out of nowhere. Smacked me in the face, picked me back up, cuddled me, asked if I was all right. And then smacked me in the face again. I didn't see that one coming. Freaking Elaine, man. Julia Louis. Oh, my God. I did not see that one coming. And knowing the fact, too, Richard, aside from, her popularity from Seinfeld, she was in that great show, Veep.
Right.
Dude, there was just something about her being cast in that role, kind of an FU, she's there to say FU to the government, but also knowing that, one of her previous roles was, in the show Veep. I was like, that was so perfect. But man, again, solid episode, man. And we got it, Richard. We got the fight we wanted to see. Oh. Dude.
But like I said, introducing her character now, how far back are they going to pick up from the comic book? Because she was a SHIELD agent, then she was a Hydra agent, and then she became a triple agent for the Russians in Leviathan. So who is she really playing games with,
Yeah.
And will that lead to the Thunderbolts? I mean, I know everybody's talking about that, but it really seems like, it's leaning towards the Thunderbolts. Or I even have this wild theory. Every once in a while I have these wild theories.
Normally you're anti the theory, and
I know, but this one almost makes sense because I actually had this idea when I was watching that. What if she's the anti-mutant? That's what the whole Secret Invasion is going to be about. It's not Skrulls, it's mutants.
Ooh, buddy.
And she's forming a team to defend the world against superpowered mutant beings,
Yeah.
Taking this, they want to act even further,
Yeah. Because like you said, Richard, this was not I do not see her showing up in this episode as a one-off. That was a solid brick. That was a brick.
Yeah.
In coming foundation for something.
I think we was originally supposed to see her in Black Widow.
Oh.
I think technically she was supposed to appear originally first in Black Widow. Then we would know a little bit more about her background with the Soviet training, because technically she trained with Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
So are we going to see this when it comes out in July or not,
Well, we've talked about it 100 times, Richard. That's the one thing that's been great about the MCU is they don't lean heavy on source material, but they're so good about picking. It's like, we want to use this character, but there's no real way we can use her strictly comic book version of her in the MCU. But you know what? We can still make it work. And
yeah. So we're going to see Leviathan probably in Black Widow, and see this whole. Or is she going to be some kind of SHIELD? I keep wanting to see SHIELD come back. I know you want to see SHIELD.
No, I see. The only thing is, Richard, I see it. I don't want to say bad guy, but I everything about her tone and the history of the character, I'm leaning towards like some Black Ops covert, not quite good guy kind of. I'm leaning, like you said, Richard. I'm leaning more towards Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that's what I really think. I just see that as I don't know. And then that whole news. I'm getting off of Falcon Winter Soldier, but we got to see that Doc Ock will be playing the same Doc Ock from, and he let it slip in Variety. So
let's get back to that one because I'll go on. But beginning of the episode was so good, man. To see, dude, that man is a phenomenal actor. We're not going to get into it, but like, for God's sakes, people, leave him the frick alone. The more you hate him, the better it is he's doing his job. Remember, he's an actor. But man, that moment alone, when you could just see the wheels flying off, the wheels flying off the rails.
Oh, yeah.
There was legitimate remorse. He knew he did wrong because he kept repeating, like, you told me not to go in. You told me not to go in. Why did I do it? He was accepting it. But that little bit of that super soldier serum psychosis clicked in. And man, when he stood up and he said, it's time to go to work, I was just like, oh, daddy went off the deep end. Damn, it was good. And the blood was still dripping off the shield too, man.
Yeah.
And I loved, man, Bucky. God, man, it was just so good. God, it was just that moment when he's like, you don't want to do this. And Bucky was just like, yeah, we do. Dude, because he said that with no hesitation. He'd been waiting for that opening. He'd been waiting for that moment. He knew Bucky knew this was coming. The door was left wide open. He's like, yeah, we do. And did you notice too, Richard, during that whole fight, John wasn't pulling punches. He wasn't there to immobilize. He wasn't there to knock out.
Well, he was just defending. He was just defending himself. Yeah. I mean, he was so pissed by that time,
Yeah. He was out for blood because there were moments, and the way they shot it was very reminiscent of when he killed that guy with the shield, where he came up to do the same thing to Sam.
Right.
That was a killing blow, man.
Yeah.
If Bucky hadn't hit him from behind, he would have flat out murdered Sam right then and there. And from that moment on, for me, it was like the point of no return. But I will say this, though. The way the government handled John when they were at that trial,
right?
Even you got to admit, they did the boy dirty. Even I, knowing what I know, that, they did him dirty. I mean, it was just.
Well, I don't know. I still think he should have been thrown into the raft myself, but
Well, no. I get that. I mean, he did flat out, murder the guy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like Sam and Bucky saw it. I mean, the entire world by then saw it.
Oh yeah, it was all over social media. There was how many people standing around live streaming it,
Yeah. But from John's point of view, I mean, they really did do him dirty because they didn't even give him a chance to defend himself.
Well, they couldn't. It was media. America had to save itself. Your premier superhero that you back as a government just killed this guy in cold blood, and it was all streamed all over the. You don't do that, even though there is circumstances behind the scene. His partner was killed. All this stuff. You just don't do that.
Yeah. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it would have been different if, like, the guy had a gun, was shooting him.
Yeah.
But I mean, the guy, he was laying there, you know, like, it wasn't me, it wasn't me.
Well, it was part of the modern day society we live in. It was a
Yeah.
reflection of what goes on every day in the streets. You know, I hate to say that, but you know, and it's all interpretation. It's misinterpretations or correct interpretations or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
to me that was probably the most real thing ever to happen in the MCU.
I agree. No, I agree. But oh man, dude, it was it was so good. It was I'm at a loss, man, because just the whole way, everything in the courtroom, you know, you could just you saw his world completely crumble.
Right.
And I mean, again, I compliment him on his acting, because just in those moments of his facial expressions, and even back when he was venting to himself in the warehouse or whatever,
Yeah.
dude, that was, god damn, that was good. Let's face it, even for you know, people, you know, always hold MCU movies, you know, oh, they're superhero movies, we don't give a you know, damn about those, you know. Dude, that was some damn near Oscar caliber acting, man. He nailed every scene that he was in there.
You know, he comes from good acting background. You know,
Yes, he does.
His lineage is pretty good.
God. You know what? Honestly, God, I would love to be in a room with Kurt Russell. I'm just going to end it there. No. I would love to be in a room, but man, can you imagine? Can you imagine being in the room with Kurt and watching that show? Probably, you know, the episode for the first time. Like, god damn, my boy nailed. Oh man, you know. And then what was great, I mean, the show does so well at balancing real moments, because I mean, everything that John was going through, even pre the super soldier serum, the PTSD, you know, and then, you know, injecting the super soldier serum into him, just like heightening that. Oh man. And then we had another really great character. We had really great character moments with Sam and Isaiah.
Yeah.
God, that was, man. I really hope, I really do, Richard. I hope in one way or another we get to see or hear more of that backstory. You know, maybe, you know,
Right.
One way or another, you know, but you know, and how that affected, you know, Isaiah's conversation with Sam, how it affected him. I mean, that was a legitimately good, deep, heavy moment that, you know, was very poignant to like everything that's going on now. It's the one thing I really like about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that, of all, so far for me personally, Richard, of all the shows that we've seen, they're the ones that are more grounded in reality.
Right.
On an emotional level, you know.
Yeah.
But then Sam goes home, and we finally got the as close to the buddy cop moment with Sam and Bucky back at Bucky's home. You know, back in Louisiana. Oh man.
That was funny when he woke up and his two nephews was playing with the shield.
And you know what? That was great. And you know what really made me happy about that, Richard? Because again, like WandaVision, you know, I watch them more than once. I watched it again today. it made Bucky smile. Did you see that when he was laying there?
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't an ass to him. He was like, "Oh, put that down." He was like, "Hey," he was just messing with a couple kids.
Yeah.
And when they ran off, he just had this goofy, welcome, feeling welcomed at home smile on his face. I love that one moment right there. It was just that smile on his face when he woke up and like you said, the boys were playing with the shield. That was just, and even the setup before that though. I'm loving their banter. Those two, I need years more shows with the two of them together, because just their banter. It's weird to say we're seeing their relationship develop, but this was the episode right here where we saw them actually starting to come together.
Yeah.
Because we know for a fact, and they already know too, they fight well together.
You're right.
But I liked how Bucky was just like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna get a hotel room in town, and get up. He goes, "Are you?" And Sam called him out, man. He's like, "You really gonna call me out?" He goes, "You really gonna make it like that? You're really gonna set me up like that? Like, just stay." It's like,
and then he starts hitting on his sister, sort of.
Oh my god, I almost lost my shit.
That was that cop moment, the buddy cop movie.
I almost lost my shit because when Bucky was just like, "Hey, hi, I'm Bucky." He's like, "Oh, I'm Sarah." I was just like, "Oh, he did not. He's not. Oh my god!" And again, great acting because Sam didn't say nothing, but man, Sam slid that side eye because he was just like, "Did you just Tismo?" Watching them work together. And that was a great little tribute for people like us, Richard, man. We got not one, but we got two montages, Richard.
Oh.
We got the montages. Come on. That's something we've been missing for a while. We haven't gotten to see a good montage. Not one, but two. The only thing that would have made it better if it was like set to some classic 80s. No, the music they picked was perfect.
Yeah.
But watching them work on the boat together, that was so awesome. No, Richard, the one that tickled me, and I'd been excited about it since the previews, was we finally got to see the moment. We didn't know where it was before, but now we know it was on the boat. But the moment where the two valves came apart, and Sam's trying to put them together, Bucky's like, no, you got to go up on it. And he's like, really? You didn't use the metal arm? I don't always think about it because I'm right-handed. I was like, oh my god! I was just like, I don't know why, Richard. I don't know why, but I love that moment because you never think about it. He's got this awesome killer robotic arm. He's right-handed. Oh,
because his brain was still function like it used to be, so he's right-handed, so he would rely on his right hand. Yeah.
You know what it was, Richard? That was a great moment of normality. That was like as far away from being a Winter Soldier as possible, where it's just like, but I'm right-handed,
Yeah.
The Winter Soldier would never have said something like that. It's just, I'm right-handed. Oh.
Yep, it's going to lead up to one more, and maybe, and we might be wrong. There might not be another Falcon and Winter Soldier. There might not be something next time around.
It might not be the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Well, here we go again with the rumors, Rich.
I know that, but at the same time, at the very end, that's what's happening because he's training to do it. So, it's going to happen.
Which is, even if you think about it, what made that even better, Richard, was Bucky knew.
Yeah.
because it wasn't like they got a 3D printer and made that suit like overnight. Because remember, he asked the guard from Wakanda. He goes, "I got one more favor to ask."
Right.
So you figure, with everything that went on, bare minimum a few days. Bucky knew before Sam did that what Sam was going to do.
Right.
He knew it, and not only did he know it, but he was so for it.
Yeah.
He had this, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Let's just say it, Richard. I fully believe that Sam Wilson's Captain America suit is in that case, not just a pair of wings, which
Well, he had like a wing shield combination there for a while.
Yeah,
so
he did the thing where
Yeah.
That was back in
So I think that's what it's going to be like when he was Captain America, when he was with the Avengers, because they were saying like how he could stand beside Thor and all that stuff. The director, remember how when he was being interviewed that his newest incarnation could stand next to Thor and all that. Well, that's happened. That was in the comic books basically. Because he even led the Avengers during that time.
Oh yeah.
And he had the relationship with the female Thor too.
Yes, he did.
So what'll happen after the next Thor? We're getting a female. We're gonna have the female Thor.
Oh my God!
I
would love that moment where they're just like side by side, and it's just like, sup?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying, it almost looks like it's leading to that.
Yeah.
So maybe the next Avengers will be along the lines of that,
Mm-hmm. But it was really good. I really liked seeing Sam training with the Shield.
Right.
It was like we needed it because it's not just a shield, and I don't even mean that like symbolically. Peter Parker said it best in Civil War, is like, this does not obey the laws of physics, I love that. I always remember that when I see people, when I was watching Sam throwing that shield, was Peter Parker called it out. This shield does not obey the laws of physics. It's not like a normal shield. Anybody can't just pick it up and wing it and
right.
catch it.
And we've always said that ourselves, I know one episode we talked about that a while back, like right after Endgames, we did a whole thing about the shield and stuff,
Yeah. I got to ask you something, Richard. This is something that's been bugging me. Steve Rogers. Okay. Now, how long would you say, Richard, that I know we talked about it, and I know you've said it. I need to hear the number in my head again. How long would you say that the first episode of The Falcon and Winter Soldier takes place after Endgame? Weeks, right? If even that?
Yeah, it was something. I thought it was 3 weeks or something like that. Because I know that's what WandaVision was.
Yeah. Okay. Weeks. Wouldn't there still be a chance that Steve is still alive? He just, like 3 weeks earlier, gave Sam the shield.
Yeah, true.
And I don't remember them ever coming out and saying, Rich, that Steve is dead. But they're saying that Steve is dead. But they never.
Isn't he off? Well, I don't know. Yeah.
But you see what I mean?
But are they saying he's dead, or they're just saying he's out of the game?
I get the impression. Well, here's my only complaint about it, Rich, is it's only 3 weeks later, so you got to assume that Steve's still alive.
Well, no, it's longer than 3 weeks because they did the whole thing, putting it in the museum, where he had to think about putting in the museum and stuff like that. So it's more than 3 weeks. WandaVision was set 3 weeks right afterwards. I think this is set months down the line.
That's possible.
because they had that whole ceremony with putting in the Smithsonian and stuff like that. So we're talking probably a month to a year, I bet.
Okay. But you see what I mean, though. I mean, we went from seeing Steve Rogers, and granted, he was an elderly gentleman, but at no point do I remember in the show them saying that, granted, it might not be Steve Rogers, because he, went underground.
Right.
But you would think, like they might mention, like showing the two of them at the cemetery or something,
Well, yeah, but I think he's like, I don't know. Who knows? I don't think he's dead. I think he's just off the grid.
But see, that's what bothers me, Richard, because like when they showed Sam at the Smithsonian giving the shield, I have headcanon that somewhere Steve was watching TV going, motherfucker.
No.
This son of a,
Yeah. Or did he travel through time?
We don't know. It's very possible.
Because then weren't they saying he was from didn't he go over to another dimension and then have the relationship with Peggy Carter in an alternative dimension?
No, if I'm wrong, I will be the first to admit it. My headcanon has always been that Steve did all of his, because this is Captain America. He gets the job done.
Right.
He gets the job done. Then he goes to Peggy Carter, lives his life, and where we see him at the end of Endgame is just his natural time progression.
But that defies the wibbly wobbly stuff because he's actually existing in this universe. And two characters like Back to the Future, you can't exist in the same time period as That's why I think it's alternate. That's why I always thought it was an alternate reality. He sidestepped over and put the shield back in the right universe.
Right. Which always got me too. Where did he get that shield?
Well, he had that. He time traveled back through with a shield.
Right, but the shield we saw at the end of Endgame, remember during the fight with Thanos, was busted up. Where did he get?
But when he started time traveling, he had a new shield.
Did he?
Didn't he?
No, because he just left with the case.
Okay.
No, he didn't have the shield with him because
so he went over to another universe, went and dug up his body, got the shield.
Hey, Steve, what's that over there? Where? Yoink! Oh, just take that. But no,
that's just something they just kind of sidestepped, didn't they?
Well, they kind of had to because they already bit themselves in the ass with when they dissed my Back to the Future. Like I'll quote Scott Lang any day of the week. You're like, you're telling me Back to the Future is bullshit? But no, going back though, to see Sam train with the shield, man, that was classic.
And another thing about the shield, the gray area is the government does not really own that shield.
No, you were absolutely no, they don't.
That was a Stark thing.
And not only was it a Stark thing, but he'd even said that government rejected it.
Yeah.
Because it was too expensive. No. The government does not own that shield.
Yeah.
That was
a Stark property.
That was Stark property, and Stark gave it to Steve, which is another reason why it added so much gravity to Civil War when Tony's like, you don't deserve that shield. He wasn't speaking on behalf of the U.S. government. He was speaking on behalf of his dad.
Right.
That's my dad's shield. My dad gave that to you, and you don't earn it. You don't deserve it anymore. Oh, speaking of great cameos, man. Dude, bringing back Batroc? Oh. What the shit?
Yeah.
Did not see that one coming either, man. I was...
And I know the theory stuff and stuff, but I was reading there that's who was on the phone with Sharon Carter.
Oh, it was. No. I know this for certain because I watch everything with closed caption.
Right, and you saw it too, yeah.
And it said it said the name and it said French. Oh no, that
yeah.
So everything, it makes me wonder, everything that Batrock's doing with the Flag Smashers is actually like double agenty kind of, like,
or being manipulated by the power broker.
Yeah. Was it the power broker? I thought the power. Oh no, never mind.
That's gonna be Sharon Carter.
I think so. I really do. I think
I do too. I really think she's the power broker because she had probably connections and stuff,
Yeah.
But she'll probably be playing both sides,
Yeah.
In the next 1.7.
Yeah.
If we get another series or whatever.
I hope so. Oh man. And you know what? Because it made sense to call Bucky the Winter Soldier in this show. But like you said, name changes. We might not see another season of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right.
But we're going to see the two of them together. It might be Cap and Bucky, or know.
Well, I don't know. They'll use Bucky because that's a different name nowadays.
Yeah, but even they'll come up with something. I wouldn't even mind him taking on the persona of Nomad.
You
want to talk about a deep cut? I'll go Nomad, bro.
Yeah,
that'd be Nomad. Cool. And actually, Nomad would make really good sense for Bucky. I mean, think about what a nomad is. Bucky has no home.
Yeah, he has no nation, no nothing. Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Here we go again with the theories and rumors, Richard. But
yeah, I know. We always, but this whole thing with the secret invasion, just like that, because I even thought of that as soon as she said something about "I'll call you." She's putting together something to combat. Like an alien invasion or mutants. This would be so wild. That's how they're going to incorporate mutants into it,
Or even, Richard, if you want to go dark, I mean, if it was, anti-U.S. government, let's just put it like, I don't want to say a terrorist cell, but what better time to pluck a guy into your terror, when I say terrorists, I mean it within the context of the MCU. Like they consider the Flag Smashers, terrorists.
Well, they would be. Even in our world, they would be considered.
This is true. Yeah. But you see what I mean, though, right? It could be a completely new,
Well, I just think if they're going to do Leviathan, or something like Leviathan, because, they use that on that other show in the CW universe. Which is losing ratings like crazy. Everybody's jumping ship.
Let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and jump into Supergirl, dude. I gotta tell you,
this week's episode was so pathetic,
dude. It was bad. It was bad.
I mean, those vampire, whatever, and then they had to save what's her name and all that stuff. It was just like, it's just so contrived. It didn't even make.
They gave up. That's Richard. They know this is it. They've given up, and this is what it looks like when a show gives up.
And then Supergirl broke her leg, and her dad got taken off by those other. What's going on in the Phantom Zone? The Phantom Zone's been split in all these pockets and all this stuff. It just.
And they're butchering their own characters, man.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing with Martian Manhunter, it's like 1 week it's just like, oh, I gotta be more of a soldier. And then next week, oh, I gotta be more of a family man. And then something happens to Alex. Oh, I should have been more of a soldier. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. I don't even think they know what they're doing with the series. I think the writers are just like, they picked up pieces from last year and tried to make it work, and it just didn't work. I just, I don't want to sound total negative, but the show just isn't.
No, this is not. This is a bad season. This is.
I hope by the mid-season they take a break, they get her out of the Phantom Zone, and they do something to send her off and gets this Legion of Superheroes back together.
Hopefully, Rich. Hopefully they'll do what the Flash did. Oh crap! Everything sucks. We screwed up. Fix it in one episode. Okay, boom. She's done. She's back in the Mirrorverse.
Yeah.
We're back on track. But
yeah,
the sad thing is even if they did it mid-season, it's too late.
right.
If we knew the show was continuing, hey, everybody makes a mistake. They're going to fix it. What? They're going to fix it for 5-6 more episodes and then be done?
Yeah. And is stuff going to carry over into the other ones, because we were supposed to be seeing what's his name, Diggler from Arrow, right?
Diggle.
Yeah, when's he going to start popping up as Green Lantern? I've been hearing all these rumors about Green Lantern. Where's he at?
Yeah, dude. If we don't see John Diggle in the CW within the next year or so, I will riot.
Well, I heard he signed for 5 episodes this year.
Yeah,
and they didn't quite say which series, but he's supposed to be on 5 episodes. So I would assume it was Supergirl, or Flash, because they're the only ones that really had the direct contact with Arrow. Superman didn't have much with. I don't know
that one.
Yeah, and Batwoman doesn't make no sense to have a Green Lantern.
No, No, I hate to say it, but of all the shows that make the most sense, it would be Supergirl. I mean, Aliens.
Yeah.
Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they're going to do at the mid-season. Maybe they'll go a mid-season break with the Green Lantern showing up or something, and then come back and everything's back to normal. No. And even Lex didn't feel right this episode, this last episode either. It just, none of that felt right,
I know. Just, oh man.
But at least we got a good Flash before we watched that.
Yeah, but the other real mild thing is, man, when did Lex Luthor become such a mama's boy?
Oh,
that's good. Come on, man.
He stabbed her in the back so many times. It's
my god.
I think he's just using her. I think it's just part of his. It's just part of his plans.
But my thing is, and I hate to say it like this, I'm ready for Lex to just kill her.
No.
Like, look, you are bugging me way too goddamn. Hell, remember Smallville? We saw Michael Rosenbaum's Lex push his dad off of the high rise.
And his sister's getting in his way, so
Yeah. But no, like you said, that this was a good episode of Flash.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It was one of those. It was almost like back to the way it was, sort of, the Flash.
A little bit. It's like
it wasn't as good as it could be, but it was like, a Flash episode.
Now, I got to ask you this, Richard. I want your opinion on it, man. I don't think the Speed Force is on the up and up.
Yeah, I think there's something going on,
I get the feeling, I mean, granted, like the other forces that we've seen have been flat out bad,
yeah.
But I still don't think she's as benevolent as she's leading everyone to believe.
But, I don't know. I don't remember what they exactly did in the comics when they were doing that. Because they did this in the comic, didn't they? When they had all the...
Yes and no, but the thing about it is, though, it wasn't so much that they were godlike entities. They were just forces.
Okay.
Because I remember... Because I read The Flash, and I remember when we saw the forces. What was it? Well, I knew they weren't going to use the turtle for the still force. I mean, that would have been a great character to see, but they weren't bringing in the turtle.
Yeah.
But they're making them more like godlike entities.
Yeah. See, I didn't read too much The Flash during that time frame because I read off and on, and I'm not as much fan as Barry Allen as I was actually,
Wally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was a Teen Titans fan, because
Oh,
I
yeah,
read
yeah.
Teen Titans, so I was more Wally all along, just like just like I'm more Dick Grayson than Batman, I'd rather read a good Dick Grayson or even Wonder Girl, or can't call her Wonder Girl anymore, Donna,
Donna.
yeah,
But it was really good. I mean, they led up to it, and it was a really good conclusion to the whole Killer Frost story.
Yeah, I think they've brought that full circle now.
Yeah, and it's really here's the problem that the Flash has, Richard, is like they handle a lot of shows don't handle their background characters very well. It seemed like here lately the Flash has been handling the background characters better than the main characters.
Yeah, you're right. Because I don't think they understand Barry as well as they should this season. I just don't think. And you like you said with the Speed Force, like living with them and stuff like that, and looking like his mom. I mean, I like that where he's throwing off around her all the time because he sees his mom. You know, and that would throw you off.
Oh
So,
yeah. Like I don't care how much of a godlike entity you are, man. Like put a hat on or something, or like give me a Groucho mustache or something. Quit looking like my mom, dude.
Yeah. That's I mean, I understand why they're doing it, but at the same time, that would throw him off because I think Iris finally realized that in this last episode, what was causing all the problems.
Yeah. And if I remember right, the only reason why the Speed Force took her appearance is she took the physical appearance to calm Barry or to be comforting to Barry, a recognizable face,
Yeah, because she was trying to bring him back out of the Speed Force because that's when he was trapped in the Speed Force, right? Yeah. And they just ran with it, and they probably put her on a long-term contract, and that's why they got it. Oh, the reality.
But I like how they mentioned that the Speed Force as an entity is evolving because before it was just like the Speed Force, but now it's almost like it's evolving and learning how to be human.
I know that's what I just
Yeah, I'm like, we don't really do we really need that?
And like over in Supergirl and Brainy getting all his stupid data emotional crap going on. That whole part with Brainy, like they did this on Star Trek. Don't do it with him. He's not even supposed to have that stuff,
No.
Even though he was in love with Supergirl, I always liked that back in the day. But
But his emotional breakdown with Lena was
that's what I said. That was just overacting.
Oh God. I hate him.
I mean, it wasn't even like he was having a breakdown. It was just that was just bad acting.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. That was bad acting.
Yeah, I just hope after this season that the CW writers can pick up the pace and I hope once summer gets here, we get Stargirl back.
I'm willing to even wait on Jon Stewart for Stargirl.
Oh yeah. But that's the wrong one though,
Oh, that's right. No, that's a different
universe. Yeah, because she's on like Earth 2.
Yeah.
But that's okay, But like I said, are we going to start be able to have multiple Earth crossovers again? I mean, did the crisis, basically not happen now? Now that we're getting rid of some of the Paragons and stuff like that,
Yeah.
They won't have that storyline to fall back on, if Supergirl goes away, and that whole stuff doesn't work anymore. So
I really, it for me, Richard, especially this last season of Supergirl, I really hope to see Stargirl kind of fill the void of the predominant
Oh yeah.
Here, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I hope we get to see this Earth 2 and make it evolve better, or not evolve, but have a their
Develop.
own, develop it into a good where they can build on the past more than just bringing in somebody off the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like, how Superman was doing real great, but then all of a sudden they brought in the Kryptonite storyline.
I'm still going to give that one a benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give that one a benefit of the doubt. Because so far, I mean,
it seemed like with the Superman and Lois and the Stargirl, we almost got a cinema quality with the series.
Yes.
Which is really lacking with even Flash, because Flash still has those special effects that just looks like I did it on my computer at home using Adobe, which Adobe is really good and you can do some of that stuff.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't want my Adobe license to be revoked because you can do that stuff,
Yeah.
Oh wait, I did that on my Atari 800. That was it. No.
Your lightning special effect back in the day with Peanut and D-Boy was significantly better than some of the stuff that we've seen. But no, I really enjoyed the Killer Frost. I correct myself because she would correct me too. She goes,
"Yep,
dropping the killer." It's
Frost. It's Frost. And that whole sequence with the bartender was hilarious.
You know what? I love that scene because you know what? It felt right because I mean let's be honest, Richard. We're just a couple of dudes here, but I mean, how many times have we seen like the nerdy guy and like the really super hot chick? God damn it! It was about time we saw the flip to that.
Yeah.
But I loved Frost's reaction though, because she's normally she's hit her artistic side, but she's normally, for no pun intended, cold and very together. But to see her get kind of flustered, dude, that was awesome,
But then that was so funny there, when she heard the human and then she started putting everything together and she knew what was going on,
But even then, Richard, because the Flash hasn't been all that great. The moment they introduced the bartender, I don't know if I'm jaded, but I was like, I didn't even know of a bad guy, but I'm like, he's the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
well, he wasn't even helping there until he walks out and slams the one with a beer bottle,
Yeah. Which I respected because he knows of Killer Frost. He knew she could handle herself, and I mean, hell, you got a chance to see Killer Frost in action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step back and let sister do it for herself,
Yeah.
But it was so cheap, Richard, because it was a one and done.
Yeah.
They had a possibility for a pretty decent character, building up a romance, but at the same time,
Yeah.
But it was a one and done.
Yeah.
And they handled it like a one and done. That's why at the very beginning, at the bar, I just knew, she's like, oh God, he's the bad guy.
But they need some of those in Flash though, because it always seemed like Flash just kept going on and on and on sometimes.
The other thing that bugged me, Richard, was when she went into the warehouse and when that thing scanned her.
Yeah.
Are you effing kidding me? This woman has been part of some of the most elaborate science traps ever. She just stood there and let that thing scan her like,
yeah.
Oh, come on. Again, that was some bad writing.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a normal human being and some laser scanning me. I'm doing this. I'm doing this number.
Oh, yeah.
But she just stood there. Oh. Ah. Even when I try to really like the show, I find stuff wrong with it. It's just. But it was cool seeing Barry back in the crime lab. I again, I'll say I'll be first to admit I didn't really like Chester
Oh,
when they first introduced him, but now I'm kind of like I'm like Team Chester. I like me some Chuck. I like that guy.
well, that time travel episode really helped flesh out his background, and that was written to do that and make his character more,
Fleshed out.
Yeah. It gave him a background. We never really saw his background. He was sort of a villain when he first was introduced, or he was helping a villain, it was just how they.
He did all that by accident, remember?
Yeah, I know it was by accident, but in a way,
because he was trying to impress a girl.
Yeah, I know. But still, you know what I'm saying? They had that quasi look to him, and he could have went either way and stuff like that, so.
Yeah.
But like I said, I just hope that once we get through this season and we get rid of Supergirl, I hate to say that, but you know what I'm saying?
I know.
And we start building it up, and filming can get back to a little bit of normalcy, and they can get stuff produced and get it out there, that hopefully the fall of 2021 picks up and we just start seeing CW sort of like a reboot, what should happen after Crisis that we didn't get. This is 0 Hour.
Oh my God, you went 0 Hour. Oh, that's a deep cut, man.
Well, it feels like it.
Well, they're going to introduce Parallax at the very end. That's how they're going to bring in Jon Stewart. They're going to bring in Parallax, wipe everything out, and it's Jon Stewart that comes in as Green Lantern. I'm for that. But at least we got Legends to look forward to, Richard.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Legends is my oasis, man.
Yeah, but we're losing somebody this year. He's a little upset with his contract.
Which one was that?
Rory's leaving.
Oh, wait, who? Mick.
Mick, yeah.
Mick.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he got it all, and he just, which one of them things,
Yeah. All I'll say is that because that show is so meta. I will be so disappointed if they don't at least acknowledge or make one Doctor Who joke.
Oh,
because they're fighting aliens throughout time. Come on. Yeah. Give me one moment where the Wave Rider is going through the thing and they get cut off by the TARDIS. That's all I want. That's all I want.
And Chris is saying that we need Jon Stewart. Yes, we do.
What's happening, brother? No, I agree. When all those pieces fell into place back in Arrow, when you realize that John Diggle is Jon Stewart,
right?
Because his stepfather was Ernie Hudson, who was Colonel or General Stewart, and they make the acknowledgement that John never took the name, or he went back to the old name Diggle.
Right.
When like on paper, like legally, he is Jon Stewart.
Right. Yeah.
And I love
well, we saw him get the ring in the end of Crisis, so it's one of them things. It's got to happen. So.
And Diggle was one of my favorite characters on Arrow. Just his relationship with Ollie is what made that show so good.
Right.
And he's one of those characters. It's just like, I don't want to see Diggle disappear. And they, like you said, Richard, they gave him the greatest setup they could have possibly given him.
Yeah.
Was when he had that Pulp Fiction moment when he opened the case. But
right.
Instead of it was green. I'm like, here.
Yeah. And we're in the new rebooted universe, so it's new territory. Anything could happen.
No, you know what I want, Rich? Here's what I want, and it would explain why we haven't seen Diggle. Next time we see Diggle, next time we see John, He's Green Lantern. No ands, no ifs. He's
Right.
Green Lantern. You know why we haven't seen him these last couple of years? Training.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need all the flashbacks would be great.
Yeah.
Showing him on OO being trained by Kilowog would be great. I would love
it. Yeah.
But when we see Jon Stewart as Green Lantern, I don't want rookie.
Yeah.
I want to see ass kicking John Diggle / Stewart,
Well, that makes sense with the Crisis, that time for, he's been gone, they've had over a year, and, that could be easily done. Oh, and Chris said, yeah, good point.
Because that's what happens in the comic books. The minute they slip on the ring,
yeah.
Except Kyle, but that's just because
they're in the middle of a war or something. They need the help right away. Yeah, you get thrown in sometimes.
Yeah, but we saw John with the case. We know he has the ring. We didn't see him put it on though. Yeah, that could have happened 5 minutes after. That would be a great flashback. Was to show him open the case, use the same footage. But then we show him slip the ring on. The suit pops up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he goes in something where they communicate with him telepathically or something. He goes in some kind of training mode or something. Yeah.
Or now that he has the ring, that it's acknowledged that it has a user. Kilowog, Tomaru, Sinestro.
Yeah.
One of them shows up to training. That's where he's been.
Right.
This last year, or by the time we see him, probably 2 years.
Yeah.
And he's a military. And think about John, he's a military man.
Yeah. So he's had training. He understands how combat works and stuff. So yeah.
And he would understand the importance of being trained in this new weapon.
Right. So I want to go off just a little bit, but the HBO Max Green Lantern series. Now, I know that's set on one of the other multiverses, but you never know. Stuff could happen,
Yeah.
Because they were pointing out that the HBO stuff runs independent with the CW stuff, and just like the DCU movies, they all run independent and beside each other. So
Titans.
Yeah.
Titans, Doom Patrol.
Yep. Swamp Thing, all those series has had their own stuff. And then what we're going to see with the new Flash movie, might be crazy because they cast all the old Batmans and stuff like that. So is it going to be one of those like Flashpoints or is going to be approaching Crisis level again,
Because that was the one thing when we talked about it before, Richard, that was the one thing that bugged both of us about the end of Crisis was, the multiverse is gone. Oh, we're all one universe. Then what do they do at the end of the episode? They show the other universes.
Yeah, I know.
There's no more multiverse. Credits roll. Here's a multiverse. Here's another universe. Here's another universe.
Yeah. So it was just a reboot, more or less,
Pretty much.
Yeah. It was just the way they could get Supergirl onto the Arrowverse. That's all it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't as cosmic scale as they was hoping it to be,
Yeah. But no, I would really love to see Jon Stewart. I would really love to see Diggle come back as Green Arrow. And they're going to have to do something because, like you said, Richard, we're losing Supergirl. Flash is, the clock is ticking on that show.
And Batwoman's on going to be one more season. They said after season 3, she's not coming back either.
Yeah.
So they're winding down, and then in development is Naomi, right? That's in development still.
Yes.
I mean, the new Wonder Girl was scrapped. They're not going to do the Wonder Girl, but they went and moved on with that as a pilot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course the Arrow and the Green Arrow and the Canaries, that's been axed. That's not going to happen now either. So
that one pisses me off so much.
I know, and I think in a way, I don't really want to say this, but I think, the Arrowverse has seen its life.
I agree. You know how much it pains me to say this. Me say, you're absolutely right, Rich. You called it. That the Arrowverse is gone, and the CW verse is
It's still too fractured, and like I said, is feels so much like Zero Hour. They're fighting with like stuff that they shouldn't even be fighting with. They're trying to make it all work. Just do good stories. Just do like Superman and Lois or Stargirl. Just do good stories. Don't worry about this continuity. Don't worry about this all past. Just have good stories. Because in my mind, Superman and Lois really doesn't even worry about continuity.
Nope.
They're doing their own thing.
Yep. And it really works for them too.
Yeah.
It's almost it's just I've made that complaint before, Richard, 100 times, where when the CW shows do their crossovers, they're awesome. But when it comes to the individual episodes acknowledging crossovers, it's insultingly bad.
Yeah.
Because like we mentioned before, Richard, and what we found out about Kate Kane pisses me off even more. Because remember what I told you, that you're telling me in a universe where Batwoman and Supergirl have a bond, that when news got out that Kate Kane's plane had crashed, that Supergirl wasn't, X-ray visioning the entire harbor or something. Well, knowing what we know now, that pisses me off even more.
Oh yeah,
because Supergirl would have fucking found her.
But was she in the Phantom Zone?
No, we're going timeline for when Kate Kane crashed her plane, Wonder Woman COVID hiatus or whatever was still no.
But Supergirl could have been in Phantom Zone. That's why she didn't do none of it. I mean, that's what they'll say. The timeline.
Okay, well, even this Catco Worldwide Media.
Yeah.
You're telling me they didn't cover the story?
Yeah, it's
Kate
true.
Kane was one of the most no. But what I was saying is they fail. But what makes Superman and Lois work so well is they don't even try.
Yeah.
I mean, because even Flash and Supergirl, they have mentioned the other shows.
Right.
Recently, they have mentioned, Barry Cisco. Cisco's the one that always mentions, Supergirl. Yeah, but no, Superman and Lois are just like, no, you guys have your little shows. We're going to be over here, focusing on the story.
Yeah.
God, I know it's only on break, but God, I miss that show already. God, and I know it's coming back.
We got 3 weeks.
I know. That's how much I like that show, Richard. It's like, I know it's on hiatus. I know it's coming back. I know it's got picked up for a second season, but like, I miss Superman and Lois, man. I want to see the boys, man. Come on,
Well, especially after we got the Supergirl series.
Yeah.
And I know we always try to be positive, but I don't think there is any positive. I think I said that just needs to go away. They need to wrap up their storyline. They give Batwoman a run for the last season, make it good, because you're going to have Kate Kane back and stuff like that. And then it'll be like almost like 2 Batwomans maybe, or she might even be a villain. That's
what I'm betting. No, especially that last episode. That's what I'm betting. Whoever found her knows she's Kate Kane. Her face is messed up beyond recognition. I think they're going to brainwash her or train her for.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like what Tommy should have been for Bruce.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Where
yeah.
like the bad version of Bruce.
Right.
They're going to train her to be not Kate Kane, but like the bad version of Kate Kane.
Yeah. Oh well. Let's just hope this gets through this year and we can get this out of the way. This season, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, there was a couple other shows, Richard, I got into. On Netflix, I binged the Irregulars.
Oh, okay.
That was surprisingly really good. It was a very neat take on the Sherlock Holmes
Oh yeah, yeah.
story. You know, that I really liked that one. That other one that dropped here on HBO, Richard. God damn it! I'm gonna stub my toe on purpose for not remembering the name.
Never.
What? Yes.
Never. Yeah.
I will defend that show. I like that show. I like that show a lot.
I watched the first one. Yeah,
I like that show a lot. And I'm sick and tired of people comparing it to, oh, it's a Victorian X-Men. F you.
Yeah.
No. You know what? You know what it honestly reminded me of, Richard? And I say this in a good way because it's its own thing, but it reminded me of Miss Pettigrim's school for
oh yeah.
abnormal children or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
No, I like that first episode. It was one of those rare instances, Richard, where when I finished watching the first episode, I wanted to binge it. Like, what do you mean I gotta wait another week, man? I just watched all of the Irregulars. Like, I gotta wait. Ooh, what is today? Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, man, there should be a new episode here. I think it was maybe tomorrow. I think it was a Sunday drop.
Yeah, I think it is a Sunday. Yeah.
Oh man, I like that one because it had me at ass kicking women steampunk Victorian inventor super, you know what I mean? It was just like everything like right out of the gate was just like, oh man, you got these two ass kicking women, Victorian England. Oh shit, we got steampunk in here a little. Well, not steampunk, but it had the vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was, Richard, but her umbrella that fascinated me because when she pulled it out and became brass knuckles, I'm like, I freaking need that prop, man.
But yeah, there's some other good stuff out there, you know, and like I can't wait till June on Netflix. I guess I will have to get my Netflix finally by June.
Oh, for
Singler Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that animation looked great, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Godzilla. What more do I want to say? And it's got Hedra in it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, is that one, Richard? I saw
it. Toho produced. That's an anime produced by Toho that Netflix is funding.
Now it's going to be complete. Well, I would assume because it's Netflix that it's going to be it's its own thing. It's not.
Yeah, it's Toho. It's more like the original stuff. It's a series because they even got Jet Jaguar in it and stuff like that. So
okay,
it takes like all the older Godzillas and brings them together. It's not part of the legendary series. It's not that because it's not the American. It's the Toho.
Right. Okay.
And like you said, we talked that, you know, Netflix has invested all that money in anime, so
yeah,
this is part of it.
Oh, and the other speaking of Netflix, something we have to look forward to, I think, at the end of the year is they've finished they've wrapped filming on Witcher season 2.
Yeah, I think isn't that October when that's going to drop? October, November, something like that. Yeah.
Oh man, you know and dude, I read another thing about Henry Cavill that just makes me just appreciate that man as a human being. But not evidently, it was a tweet that at the end of production, he had gifted because it was the one guy that's playing Lambert. I'm not off topic, but I read the books. I've played the game. I know me some Witcher. But he gifted the cast. I don't know if he did the crew, but he legitimately tossed a coin to them. He had the White Wolf pendants made into like a coin and gave to everybody.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, oh my god, dude, could you be any cooler? Like Geralt literally tossed a coin to all of the people on.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I can't wait till about that time too, because something that's going to be dropping in a few weeks is.
Oh shit! I know. Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
The folks on our podcast, I just showed Mike a picture of the return of the Ghostbusters cereal. And Hostess has got their version of their return.
They're getting the Twinkie.
And I'm showing Mike a picture of the Twinkie.
Oh my god! I know. No, my only complaint with the Twinkie is why is it blue? Why didn't they go green?
Because that has to do with the new movie.
True.
I think they're going to be more blue in this because if you look at the cereal, they even have the blue marshmallows, which is going to be part of the Ecto, is going to be blue instead. And look at
the little Stay Puft. Look at the little marshmallow man. No, you're right, because green was always associated with Ghostbusters from the original because of Slimer.
Right.
It wasn't like all ectoplasm was green. Well, we saw the pink slime, in Ghostbusters too. But oh my god, man!
When those images dropped this week, I knew you probably was going nuts.
Oh man! And I'm gonna have. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do yet, Richard, because I know I'm gonna buy it, but I got a feeling what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy it as soon as I'm gonna gently take the top off because cereal boxes are freaking evil. But I'm gonna take the bag out. I'm gonna reseal the box, and I'm not 100% sure yet, Richard, where it's gonna go, but the box is gonna go.
You take the cereal out? That's cruel.
No, man, I'm not gonna have like a 5-year-old box of cereal on my.
I got sitting back here.
All right, fine. I'll buy 2 boxes.
I have Star Wars Phantom Menace cereal sitting back there still.
That's true.
And I also have Wheaties, with the championship from the Detroit Rock sign, and it's never been opened.
That's true.
I have a Katie Smith signed Wheaties box from the Detroit Shock from 2006. Okay, and it's on its way to the museum soon. All that collection is going to the museum.
And those were the other 2 big announcements. But there has been a lot of other products that have been announced. Well, I think I told you about this last week, Richard. I saw it on one of the Canadian Ghostbuster sites, but they're going to do the little blind boxes of the little Stay Puft.
Yeah.
I will.
That's why I brought those 2 up this week, because I knew you were talking about that last week.
Oh, and I'm still wondering, Richard, because I've had this conversation with a couple people. It's not like theory or rumor, but I'm actually wondering if that scene with Paul Rudd in the grocery store is actually a part of the movie, or if it's going to be, because. Richard, we've talked about it's not uncommon. I mean, how many times, Richard, have we watched a preview for a movie where scenes in the preview are not in the movie like at all? Yeah,
that's happened.
This could have been a completely autonomous promo,
Yeah. They just. I think this is going to be in because it looked too much like something they were actually planning on doing. Because I know they had the marketing for those little guys way before this, and I think they just want to get things out there.
True. Oh man.
Because marketing is so messed up with movies right now because no one knows when anything's really happening until it almost happens. Because we were supposed to be getting Black Widow in May, but now that was pushed back to July, and all the other stuff's been, and then of course, at least the only thing we did know that was the HBO Max stuff, but even those have been changed around because Mortal Kombat was supposed to have been out today.
Yeah,
and it got pushed yesterday.
Friday.
Yeah, I think it was
this weekend.
It's 16th or 17th. But no, they pushed it back to the 23rd because they realized people like me who actually waited until the day before Zack Snyder's Justice League came out. I subscribed on the 17th just so I could watch Mortal Kombat and then in my subscription. But no, I had to penny up one more month so I could watch Mortal Kombat next week.
And you know what? I am happy, though, that sites like Amazon, Netflix, HBO Max you can tell they are putting money into their own original content too.
Oh yeah. Oh, just look at Netflix. They just dropped the trailer for Zack Snyder's the zombie movie he's making.
Oh, the one
Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead, where they go to Vegas because like part of the world must have been blocked off or something, and this guy comes up with the scheme to go into Vegas and rob the vaults. So he hires all these ex-military force, and then they go in, and then all of a sudden there's zombies, and these don't look like normal zombies. They move a little bit faster,
And I saw the preview because they even said that the guy warned them. He's like, "These aren't your average zombies. They're organized." He used the word organized.
Yeah. It's sort of like World War Z.
Yeah. And it kind of reminded me. Well, they say they're zombies, but they're not like the brain dead, the full on brain dead.
Right. Yeah.
Well, no, you know what? Oh, dude, you want to talk about a deep cut? You reminded me of, Richard.
What?
Was it Dawn of the Dead? The one with John Leguizamo, where the one about the people are living in like the high-rise building.
Oh,
it wasn't Day of the Dead. It was one of the newer movies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
but it had John Leguizamo was in it. But no, they even showed in there that as time progressed, that the zombies were evolving.
Right.
Because remember, like the one main zombie in that movie, the big guy, like he was showing them, like the guy was holding a gun backwards, or like he was holding something backwards, and he showed him. We're seeing these are evolved zombies. These aren't like generation one like week one zombies.
Yeah, these are like straight out like World War Z, where they were like a hive.
Yeah.
And the other one, the British one, where the British Isles was taken over and the zombies moved faster.
28 days later.
Yeah, in the sequel. Yeah.
28 weeks later.
Yeah. Those were really cool,
Yeah, which was a great take. Those weren't technically zombie. Oh, dude, you're gonna get me started.
Yeah, I know.
Technically zombie. They were rage infested, and
Yeah. They were that. Yeah, they had the.
It was like a virus.
Virus, yeah.
Yeah. But no, like I said, they're making the effort. It's like they're realizing now, like, oh shit, we can't just rely on old properties and old like we own the rights to these movies. Like, oh shit, we need to make new shit. I really think that Netflix kind of led the charge on that one.
Well, yeah, and then all the movie houses start making their own streaming services. HBO. I mean, CBS got it all launched, and then it becomes Paramount Plus, and Disney launches, and I mean, Disney right there, that was the whole thing. Disney always wanted their own.
Well, think about it. Even like Amazon could have been content with this is we're going to have new release movies that you can rent, and we're going to have access to all these old shows. They're making their own content, dude. The Boys,
right?
Well,
like see, Amazon had a deal with Paramount for a little bit, which helped them. And then, like I said, Amazon's, and then even Apple's got their own little Apple TV. I shouldn't call it little, but
yeah,
I mean, they're all vying for it. But of course, Netflix did the best thing. They did that long-term contract with Sony now, so all the Sony properties go to Netflix. So I mean, they get original content that way. So it all works in the long run somehow.
What else was there? The only one I haven't really seen do a whole lot, because they're still relying on like TV shows, but like Hulu really hasn't picked up the ball on that one. Like I can't.
Well, that's Disney. Disney really didn't know what to do with Hulu after they bought it, because they actually basically they don't own it totally outright, but they took over the Fox's side of it. They already had investment in it. The only thing, and Warner Brothers is basically stepping away from it. So Hulu is basically Disney. So they just need to like fold that under its own umbrella. I mean, they need to make it more like an adult Disney Plus, or not adult content, but you know what I'm saying, more of a more like a grown-up channel than just a family channel.
Yeah, Disney is the McDonald's that we grew up with the Playland.
Right.
Hulu would be the McDonald's we're stuck with now. Beige, gray, and brown,
But yeah, the whole streaming market. We could talk episodes after episodes about streaming.
Oh God, we have.
But like I said, once movie theaters get kind of back to somewhat normal, I mean, like our local theater's been open, and I know your local theater's been open, stuff like that. So the mom and pop places are doing stuff, and the drive-ins are going to be opening. I mean, they already started opening down the Columbus market. So
what was it? I just read in the news. I think it was just like last week that one of the ArcLight, one of the most famous movie theaters in the country in California, is closing its doors.
That whole little chain,
Yeah. I mean, that was one of my I recognized it from a few movies, like whenever like the Free Enterprise. That's where they went and saw Star Trek: Wrath of Khan.
Right? Yeah.
And I know from a lot of the podcasts that I listen to of people out in that area, they always talk about that theater. They talk about it. And it's one of those things where I would love to have gone to it. I don't think I ever will, but it's like hearing they closed the Grand Canyon. You know what I mean? It's like one of those, I'll never go there, but it's like an institute. Landmark.
It was like the Drexel North to me when they closed the Drexel North in Columbus down. That was one of my ultimate favorite theaters ever in my life. I mean, besides my own hometown back in the old days, and then that one, it was that was the place, because I would drive down there, because I went to the Anime Fest when I saw Akira there first, back when it first came out in '89. And I saw John Woo marathon there. I got to see Hard Boiled and a ton of his movies on the large screen. That Bullet to the Head. I saw Bullet to the Head in the theater. And the Drexel North, the original sci-fi marathons from the first 5 years was just over the top. I mean, that was. I mean, I still remember I was there on a Sunday afternoon and the ceiling above the concession stand fell in, but that's beside the point, Yeah. Long live the Drexel North.
Oh man, Rich.
Yeah, it's about that time. We covered most of the stuff this week. One more episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, so.
What was weird, Richard, is this one, it's like the end episode is hitting me weirder than like WandaVision, because like from the first episode of WandaVision, it was going to be a beginning and an end story. So we knew when it was coming, but having Falcon and Winter Soldier be the last episode next week, it doesn't feel, like, no, it can't end next week. There's too much story to keep telling. Wanda was just like, no, we know where the end's coming. We have an idea of, what's going to happen, but Falcon and Winter Soldier is just like, no, man, we need at least 4 more episodes to.
Yeah. Yeah, but we get, and then at least we get that, and then we gotta wait just a little bit. We get Bad Batch, so and then we get Loki, so and
Dude,
then hopefully Black Widow, please.
God. You ever get the weird feeling, Richard, that like in 5 years we're going to be referring to Black Widow as a rumor? Hey, remember that one rumor? Remember, weren't they talking about that movie?
Well, that was that movie we got to see, and now it's on HBO Max.
Oh,
New Mutants.
Yeah. I love New Mutants. I just had this conversation with a friend of mine a couple of days ago because since New Mutants just dropped on HBO Max, they're just now finding it. And I remember what did New Mutants first drop on, Richard? It was
in theaters. No, it was in theaters last year.
But I don't remember it ever being around here. It was one of those like really limited.
No, it was around here. Yeah,
was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
And then at the same time, within a couple weeks, it dropped on pay-per-view.
Yeah, because I remember I watched it on Amazon.
Yeah. You ordered the pay-per-view, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I rented it on paper. I rented it on Amazon.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you say Amazon Prime.
Right.
Yeah.
I rented it on Amazon Prime, but that following weekend I purchased the 4K. I bought Blu-ray. That's how much I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it came to theaters. It was one of the few that came out that time because Tent came out, then Tent came out, and then there was a little relax, and then was it the live action Mulan, and then it went straight to the theater or Disney Plus then or something.
Yeah,
because there was very, very limited theaters last year.
Yeah.
But hopefully things are picking back up. I know our local theater here in Kenton, it had the Godzilla, Kong. Let's see what it had. The Equalizer movie. With what's his name?
Not Statham.
No, it was. Yeah, that was out, and then So things are coming back to theaters, which is good. That's all that matters.
And I remember I told you about this because it wasn't last week, but the week before was the weekend that I think it was Easter weekend. Yeah, because we didn't do the show Sunday, but that was a Saturday. I went down to Columbus.
Oh yeah,
to go to the Lego store, and on my way home, I went the back way, and I ended up going through Wapak, and their theater was advertising Godzilla versus Kong.
Right.
And I remember telling you because the next showing was like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. I got a trunk full of Lego I really want to get home. If it was Richard, if it had been like within an hour or so, I would have been like, I'll go to Waffle House. I'll go to Waffle House. I'll get but yeah, so they were playing it.
Yeah, they got Nobody. That's the one that came out. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna look. Well, I can't tomorrow. Damn it! Have you seen anything about that Nobody?
I've seen the trailer, and that's good enough with me.
Oh, I really want to see that one.
Yeah, because and then we got Tom and Jerry, which I liked it. I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. But no, Nobody. I really want. It looks genuinely really good. But the other reason why I really want to see it is because I am a huge Bob Odenkirk fan.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Show Bob Odenkirk. And if you get a chance to, Richard, I just last week listened to Conan O'Brien's podcast. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and Bob Odenkirk was on it. And man, listening to them two tell stories about like early writers' room Saturday Night Live.
No.
Oh man, those were some good stories. But no, it's Bob Odenkirk's one of those guys where if you'd have told me, I mean, he does great in Better Call Saul.
Right.
But if you'd have told me about like 5 years ago that I was really ridiculously excited to see an action movie starring Bob Odenkirk, I'd been like, you're out of your goddamn mind. It
reminds me of the back when Olsen Wilson had his first action movie.
Oh my God! Wow! Just wow!
No, I meant seriously. It's just I don't know. I want to see that so bad. But
Yeah, I
but
do.
then,
I really do too.
and then the other one that the trailer just dropped was F9. That trailer was just out there. I'm one of those weird ones that loves the fast Sega. So.
Richard, I vaguely remember watching the first one from beginning to end, and I just remember stepping aside and going, "Not my bag."
I remember when I first went and saw it. I saw it down in Bell Fountain Theater, and all these guys had their tricked out Hondas parked in the parking lot.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So we got to change the note. Yeah, I think this is good for this week.
Yeah. Other than that, Richard, I haven't even got a chance. I picked up some comic books this week. A couple of them I really want to talk about once I read them. This has been a really good time, Richard, for I know I mentioned it before, for the non-superhero comic books, and man, there is some great content out there. Image is putting some good stuff out. Boom is putting some great stuff out.
And Kickstarter, there's a lot of Kickstarter campaigns out. Sean Forney just today shipped out a bunch of his, because he had a very successful Kickstarter, and Bloom #1 was very successful, and they just launched Bloom 2, and it's through the roof. So I can't wait to see that.
Oh, and the other one, Rodney Fight, what was it? Carter Kane.
Oh, yeah.
That's another reason why I'm so bummed about cons, because man, like I bought Carter Kane from him like at a con.
Right.
Like I followed it, like the making of it and stuff. It's like I legitimately want to order the book. I legitimately want Carter Kane issue 2, but I want to buy it from him.
No. Well, that's Nate. That's
from Nate Lovett. Yeah.
Yeah, you threw me there for a second. I go, wait a second, that's Nate.
No, that's Nate. I'm sorry. I apologize to both of you. No, no, I want to buy it from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the Kickstarter is a good way, and with what's going on with the comic book market right now, it's really going to be up in the air, especially after Disney pulls out of the distribution channel that's set up. It's going to be fun. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
So after July, you don't know what's going to happen in the direct market.
I know. So on that upbeat note,
yeah, we're always upbeat here on UVN.
Rich, anything else to add before we call it a night?
No, that's about it. Molly has a cool shirt. You can find the link on our Facebook page.
Oh,
did you see that one? Stay your distance.
I have supported Molly in the past. I should have took a picture and showed it to her. I wore my Ohio, the heart of it, oop, shirt to work the other day. So yeah, I support me some Molly. No, other than that, I'm good, Rich. God, Rich, as much as I love doing this, God damn it, I can't. It makes you wonder, Rich, when things do go back to normal and we get to go and meet up somewhere to do a show, if we're gonna. I kind of like this, Richard, because we're going on like 2 hours.
Right.
There's no way we're going to be able to pull this off.
No.
This
is like the car trip to the convention or back.
I can't wait to do that. We've talked about it. We talked about that for years, even before the pandemic, and before we were doing all the Zooms and the whatever you call it,
Yeah.
We talked about doing that, and I got a feeling we're going to be, yeah. God, I can't wait for cons.
Hopefully, Gem City.
So, on behalf of Richard Catajon and myself, Michael Boroff, thank you for watching this episode or listening to this. Oh, wait a minute, duh, Richard, where can the people who are watching this or listening to it find everything? So like maybe you're watching this, but maybe you want to listen to it later. Maybe you're listening to this and you want to see this action right here. Rick, where can they find us at?
Just go to undergroundvideonetwork.com. That's our main website. You can find our huge, and I mean huge, Paris Hilton. That was trademarked, right? Oh. But you can go to UVN. You go to UVN Plus, the video archive, and find over 800 some videos that we've done over the last 18 years. Or you can hear all of our podcasts there too. There's linkage there, and you can hear us on where most podcasts are available: iTunes, Apple, or that is the Apple, and everywhere else where the podcasts are available. So just go to undergroundvideonetwork.com, and then you can find us there.
So I said it before, but on behalf of Richard Catterjohn and myself, Mike Boroff, thank you for watching and or listening. We hope everyone is staying safe, healthy. We hope to see everybody again in person real soon at maybe a movie theater, maybe a con, maybe a Waffle House. You never know. So talk to everybody later. And Richard, if you would kindly